and I'm your friendly neighborhood wellness coach.
Oh, the sudden feelings of being overwhelmed.
Your mood changing.
Yes.
A lot of my clients are, the hot flashes and night sweats.
Hi, everyone. Shaelene McInnis here with Books in Line, once again with another amazing podcast guest focusing on wellness, and the Ontario Wellness Network digital magazine keeps supporting other people who are involved in wellness. And I think in this day and age, recovering and coming out of COVID, I think the focus really needs to be on wellness in many, many ways. And there's so many aspects to wellness: financial, physical, emotional, spiritual. I could go on and on and on. So I'm really happy to have this guest with me. Her name is Angela. I met her at Soulful Camp, which is in itself a whole wellness idea. And I thought what she had to say was very interesting. And a lot of people really, really enjoyed. She was running some of the classes, and they really enjoyed working with her. And she has a lot of insight onto what we're going to talk about today. I'm going to ask Angela to introduce herself first. Go ahead, Angela.
Hi, my name is Angela, and I'm your friendly neighborhood wellness coach. I specialize in helping women over 40 conquer their perimenopausal symptoms without pills and potions and patches and such, so that you can feel more like yourself and in control again. Because if you haven't went through perimenopause, you'll probably feel like you're losing your mind at some point.
Correct. That's correct, I say knowingly. That's exactly. Oh, yeah. I think it's such a subject that needs to be discussed because people don't talk about this enough. It's still something that's quiet. You're suffering alone. And I think now we're like, okay, no, we're done suffering alone. So I'm going to ask you. So, can you give us some examples of when a person would recognize that they're in perimenopause?
So perimenopause will usually start in your mid 40s. For some people, it can even start in your 30s. But you may notice that I know for me personally, I felt like I had the worst PMS symptoms, like multiplied by 1,000. And I'm like, wow, I haven't felt like this since I was,
15.
teenagers, early 20s or whatever. That's one of the things. Mood swings. You could start having hot flashes where you feel like you're going to spontaneously combust. Um, those are the main ones, like your mood changing.
Yes.
A lot of my clients are, the hot flashes and night sweats.
Yes.
Those are big ones there.
Yeah, I'm glad that you said that because people can go through different things. And I know for myself, I never had hot flashes. So I didn't really realize that I was actually in perimenopause I was like, oh, okay, well, I guess it's over. It's fine, whatever. But my anxiety, which I never in my life had a problem with, never, ever, ever. I'm like the cool headed one. Oh, and then suddenly it's like, what is going on? Like that for me. And then I end up finding out later on, someone said, no, that's menopause because the anxiety, I don't know, the sudden feelings of being overwhelmed.
Yeah, that is one of the ones too.
Yeah.
But usually the other ones that I mentioned are the
Yeah.
main ones. And
Yeah.
also another one is you'll start to notice that your period isn't coming every 28 days,
Yeah.
or it could be heavier, or it could be lighter, it could be spotting. And after a while, you will notice that it starts stretching out for when you have your next period. You'll skip
Yes.
periods, and
Yeah.
you may be happy or you may not. You're praying that you're not pregnant. I don't know. But yeah, so eventually it'll get to where you don't have your period for a year, and
Yeah.
then you're considered that one day after a year, that's menopause, and then hopefully it's smooth sailing for you from there. But you can still have the perimenopausal symptoms after you've stopped getting your period. That's the thing that people don't understand.
Yes. Yes. So I like what you said about helping women get through this part of their life. We'll say this life experience, but you're doing it more of a natural way. Can you give me some examples of what you would do?
Um, a lot what you can do is with the foods that you eat. Okay. That can have a big thing in how your body reacts to them. I'm, I guess you could say, an anti-diet coach. I don't subscribe to any diet protocols. It's find out what works for you, because we're as uniquely different on the inside as we are on the outside. Okay.
Right.
So for me to sit there and say, hey, do keto diet or do this, A, B, and C,
Right.
we're not going to get the same results.
No.
Okay. So with my programs, we focus on the foods that you eat. There are no good or bad foods. There's nothing morally right or wrong about it. It's just what works for you. We work on lifestyle management, which includes stress and moving more. Those are biggies
Yeah.
for it. Not necessarily exercise, although exercise is important, but it's just moving and not being sedentary.
Right.
And then working on your mindset and everything, because this is a change in your life, right?
Yes.
Going from your reproductive years of being a mother to the midlife years. So for some people, that can cause anxiety, wondering, what's my role now? I've been a
Yes.
mom and everything, but now what? So it's taken into account all of that stuff to try and use food and stress management and movement to help navigate your way and help balance your hormones naturally.
Well, I like what you said about people being it's an individual process, because I think of what we were just speaking about. I know of women who've had like right in front of you, you can see they're having a hot flash. That
Mhm.
hasn't happened to me, but I've had anxiety, so it's different for me. Also, I don't know if you can speak to this, but take me, I decided to have children when I was later, when I found the right person that I chose, and then I decided to have children. So now here I am, perimenopausal, and here's my daughters 13 and 15. Here's my poor husband outside all the time gardening because it's just a very hormonal house right now. So I
Yeah.
think there's that too. So we're experiencing what are we going to go through now that our bodies are changing and we're trying to support other people's whose bodies are changing. Yeah. And often we're supporting our parents at the same time, so I think there's that as well. I think there's a lot of stress with that being at that in between stage.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Um, I'd like to talk about your programs specifically. So you have obviously more than one program that you're offering.
Yes. I have a 12-week intensive program. It's called the Hormone Harmony Intensive. And it's more hands-on with me. You get more nutrition coaching and
Right.
lifestyle coaching and everything.
Mhm.
So that's a 12-week program that I have. And then I'm getting ready to offer a monthly membership program,
Yeah.
the same content, so to speak, as my 12-week intensive, but it's spread out on a monthly basis. So that way you can really take the time to make this program your own,
Yes.
because it's a different way of thinking. Most women are in the dieting mindset, and even men
Yes.
too, but we're
Yep.
talking about women here. So most women have that dieting mindset.
Yes.
And I need to help you get out of that dieting mindset and get into the detective mindset to find out what works for you and to
Right.
actually get used to not having a meal plan. That
Mm.
that that's an irrelevant thing because, like I said earlier, we're all different. Okay,
Mhm.
so I could have 10 women, give them the same meal plan, and make sure that they're eating the same things. You're not going to have the same results. Okay,
Mhm.
so it's a lot of it's mindset, and a lot of it's getting you out of the dieting mindset
Mhm.
and into that detective. And then, working with you in the intensive, I'm looking at your food logs, and I'm giving you feedback every day,
Mhm.
multiple times a day whenever I see your meals. In the monthly program, you can do that too. That's an option, an upgrade. But this one, it's more taking your time, figuring out, and really absorbing the principles.
Right.
You can go
Right.
at your own pace that way. And then the next month, we add on to that. And then the next month, and so forth. So
Mhm.
over the course of a year, you're going to get the same content, but it's not going to be crammed into an intensive.
Right, right. Okay, that's fantastic. I want everyone who's listening and watching to know that I'm absolutely going to make sure that we have all of Angela's contact information here on this podcast. I'm going to ask you to share it with us anyway, but it will be on this podcast, as well as links to look at her the different programs she's offering. And if she starts to offer anything like workshops or anything, she's going to let me know. We're going to make sure that we keep including that so it helps everybody for wellness. And if for some reason you can't get a hold of Angela, or you've lost the contact information, you can contact us at Books in Line, 905-571-2665, and we will gladly put you in contact with Angela. Angela, can you give us some contact information now, even though it will also be included?
Okay. You can reach me by email at Angela@afterburnworkouts.com. My website is www.afterburnworkouts.com, and phone number 289-996-3302.
Good. And let's not keep this quiet anymore. Everything to do with perimenopause, menopause, postmenopause. Let's start to talk about it. We can help everybody. Some education, of course, will help everybody. And if we all talk about it more, it's not such a hidden thing. It doesn't need to be anymore. We should be well past that. Angela, thank you so very much. I really enjoyed speaking with you. And you know, you and I will speak a lot more often. And I appreciate your time. Thank you.
Thank you for having me.
Anita, absolutely.